everything should be working correctly. I hope the music's not too loud. It might be. Anyways. Yeah. Yeah, just playing on Rainstorm. And gotta get back in. I swear I've got hundreds of hours on this game. But it never looks like it. Oh, nice. The glasses help me see better. Okay, good, I am unmuted. Okay. I just gotta play enough to get back into the flow. So, I've been thinking about, since I can't really stream on Saturday morning / Friday night, whatever nebulous time that is, I think I'm just doing like just putting up like a side tube, not even doing like a Twitch stream, just like putting on something weird, like every week, like, I don't know, like fucking Shrek Retold, and all that great stuff. Maybe just like an hour-long compilation of YouTube poops, just nonsense. I think that would be rather fun. But also, I've been thinking about starting at midnight instead of 12:30, just for, I don't know, the earlier crowd. I don't know how many people think I'm streaming too late, or how many people think I'm streaming too early, but I don't know. I don't even know how many people think I'm streaming, so that's just whatever. I'll keep doing it at 12:30 for a while, and then roll it back a little bit in the future, and see how that goes. Hello, why not? Good evening, morning, whatever it is. I hope you're having a fun time. Yeah, no, I'm gonna try to turn my brain off for commentating and turn my brain on for just talking about stuff, because really there's not that much that I need to commentate. I got all of my Risk of Rain commentary out on the last streams that I did of it, where I managed to have myself muted for the entire time. Ah, speaking of Monster Tooth, I really want to try to get a Tabletop Simulator set up and working, because I want to try playing some weird board games, like Kingdom Death Monster. Like, that's something neat. That's something I'd like to do, like a weekly stream of, like just do one Lantern year, and then just, I don't know. I don't know how many views that would get me, but I would like to do it. Anyways, I've been eating fruits and vegetables. I don't know, they're pretty good. No one ever told me. Like, you never would have expected that an apple a day does make you feel better. It really does keep the fucking doctor away. Like, yeah. But I really do want to do cooking streams. I've got some shrimp in the fridge that I left to defrost, which I will have to cook immediately after the stream ends. and that's gonna be a fun time. I'm gonna try out using tomato paste instead of ketchup for the recipe, because I'm not a fan of ketchup. It's not that good for you, and I can do without. But hopefully the tomato paste will help the flavor a little bit. But yeah, so shrimp with what was it? Like chili paste, some garlic and ginger, and rice vinegar. That's what it was. Everything else is pretty much optional. Like, what about mayo chup? What about mayo chup? I don't like mayonnaise either. That's like I don't like it that much. Like, listen, there's only a certain amount of like just people like taking the sauces on the side and just like smushing them together that I can handle. Like, imagine you're eating dinner and your brother reaches over and like starts stirring up your mayonnaise and ketchup for your fries. That's a war crime to me. Anyways, brisket rain is easy so far. Yeah, no, like, don't do that. I'm not gonna like break your arm, but I'd be like very disappointed. I'm not one of those weird people though that throws a fit whenever their like food touches other food. Like, I know some people that used to be like just crazy. Like, if the eggs touch the pancakes on the plate, I'm not eating them. I'm not eating anything. That's a picky eater. But no, I just don't like some stuff. It's not like I won't eat it, but I'd rather not, but I will. Speaking of, I forgot. I just segued into nothing. Yeah, oh yeah. Last stream, or the stream before, I think, Spacer was talking about cod liver. That sounds pretty good. Like, I actually thought about just like ordering some, like online, like canned. We had enough canned fish laying around, but I could always use more. Maybe even I could get some real fish too. Man, I really need to make some smoked salmon again. Like, that's the best you can use. That you can use fish for. Fucking, oh man. Fucking smoked salmon, Alfredo sauce. I need to do that. Oh no. Oh, I won't. I have no guarantee of enjoyment, but I have guarantee of an experience. Is it like a transcendental experience, or like you know what, don't spoil it. I'll have to formulate my own review. Had nothing similar. I've barely had any liver. Oh, you know what's weird that's really good? Cow tongue. Like, there's like a couple taco trucks around, you know, that sell like beef tongue, and that stuff's good. Oh. Yeah, lingua. Yeah, that stuff's fucking good. Cause it, like, yeah, the tongue is a big muscle, so it's gotta be good, right? But it's not like chewy. I don't know. I'm not a cow, so I couldn't tell you exactly why it works, but it's very, very delicious, and it's better than you'd expect. There's also I haven't had it, but there's a thing where they like basically just peel off the cow's face and cook that, and that sounds very weird, but I've heard good things about it, but it sounds very weird. So I don't know. Spoiling. Oh yeah. Yeah. Listen, you're not gonna go into Balut blind, but yeah. I guess. Well, yeah. There's the other concept of spoiling food, but yeah, I don't know. Oh, almost got hit. But yeah, no, I really need to eat more cool stuff. Like, even just like, I've been putting stuff in ramen lately when I've been making that. Like, just so it's not just whatever lame stuff. Although, it usually is pretty bad for you still. That's fucked up that they can put the serving size as like the weird numbers on it. You know, like a ramen packet is like 2 serving sizes. Just like stuff like that. Like it's not illegal or anything, but it just feels rude. So you're getting like twice as much as it says. You just have to look for the part where it says like contains 2 servings. Oh yeah, like Tic Tacs. Tic Tacs don't have... They can say they're 0 sugar, but it's just sugar. It's less than like 1 gram or whatever, so they can round it down. And then they say it's 0 sugar and they can get away with it. Allegedly Cheerios, like, there's no study or whatever about it like reducing cholesterol. They just say that in commercials and pay the fine. Like, just because that makes them so much money that they can just do that. I don't know how true that is, but it sounds way too believable. It is in fact bullshit, but I believe it. Yeah, no, marketing's always very interesting in terms of just like what kind of stuff you can get away with. Like, I've read about like all the weasel words, like just stuff that doesn't actually mean anything, like legally, that they can use. Like, apparently, certain products are, like, I don't know the category or what the name would be, but yeah, I'm fucking a minefield of words. Well, these are just words that are put there that it's just like the filler arc in anime. It just actually doesn't mean anything. But yeah, like certain things are like considered equal. So you can have like, you can write it's like the best deodorant or whatever. But it's just exactly the same, or you don't have to prove that it's better than the competition or anything. Let's let that slow down there for a sec. I hope my computer's not exploding just from risky rain. Yeah, no, it's always fun. Yeah, it's like a little bit of a game, just like reading through advertisements and stuff, like trying to figure out what they actually are saying and like what's getting buttered up onto it. It's like a little brain puzzle. Yeah. that would be a crazy stream idea. Like, just looking at advertisements and trying to dissect them. And there's a lot of good ideas for silly streams. I wish I could stream cooking, but I'd have to just record it and like just draw over it. BS busted. Yeah, it's like Penn and Teller bullshit or whatever. I don't know how much that stuff holds up now, but I think most of it's kind of true. I know that yeah, the idea of recycling being bullshit is kind of weird to think about, like just because of how much extra like gas and energy and stuff it takes just to move everything around. Like it's just like a worse scenario, or about equal. But yeah, like solar panels are pretty trash. Like just how much it takes to do it. Oh. So your ads are legally forced to be slightly more correct. Okay, yeah. Smaller font size is always the answer. Let me get some tea in. There we go. Got home a bit later than I thought I would, so that's why I only had a 15-minute delay instead of a 30-minute or whatever. 15-minute warning. Yeah, no. I wonder if they'll ever get the chance to knock out the font size regulations, or if there even are any. Oh, I remember, like a while ago. This is a weird story, and I guess it was kind of popular, but what's the Minecraft company? Whatever, the producers of Minecraft or whatever, Mojang. The whole thing with yeah, Mojang, with Bethesda or ZeniMax over scrolls, because apparently they thought it infringed on their rights to Elder Scrolls. But yeah, apparently there's a standard for marketing similarities. That's just like an idiot in a hurry. I don't know if that still holds up today, but allegedly you could like that was the argument, like would an idiot in a hurry be able to tell the difference between these two products? Like, I don't think they actually got an idiot and told him he had 5 seconds to determine the difference, but I'd assume it's something similar. Yeah. Oh man, like Edge Magazine and Mirror's Edge. That was a situation. Like yeah, apparently yeah, Edge had the trademark, I think, for Edge just for a long time. And it wasn't that like they definitely had it, it was just that no one was really able to say otherwise, just because it would cost a lot of money and it wouldn't be worth it to try to fight it. So just don't put Edge in your video game name, just because it would cost a lot of money. You have to pay the Edge tax. Yeah, no. Oh man. Yeah, no, I've seen some. Yeah. Pay for the whole seat, but you only need the Shadow the Hedge. But no, I've seen some like GDC talks about contract law for indie developers. That was kind of interesting. I know a dude that's like in like the whole contract law stuff. He's an accountant, I believe, right now. I don't know. If he is, he's certainly cooking books. Not real. No, not really. But yeah. The contract law is kind of interesting. Just because, like, well, apparently terms of service isn't binding and all that cool stuff. But with like regular contracts and stuff, like they don't really do that much. It's just that you gotta have like, if you don't think about it, you just like write like I'll pay me to do this, But you gotta have like, uh, I don't know the words for all this stuff because I'm not a contract lawyer. Oh, Sky. They could have stopped No Man's Sky. They could have delayed it a couple of years. They could have been heroes, but they weren't. Yeah, apparently, Toho? No, not Toho. Uh, whatever the company that owns Godzilla. Yeah. Well, I don't know if it's always so difficult that you have to, like, I think it's also that you need specialists to make sure no one messes anything up, because like if you mess up contracts, then there's no one is happy. But yeah, Godzilla apparently. Oh shit. Should I even say that name on stream? Yeah, kind of like taxes, I guess, in the United States, where like all the tax filing companies are like lobbying against like easier tax laws, just because it would remove their jobs. But yeah, no, like if you try to use Godzilla in anything, you'd get destroyed. Oh shit, there was a dispute with No Man's Sky. Was that recent? Like after the release, or huh. What happened? Oh shit, back in 2016. Okay. Huh. Oh yeah. I like in video games when they got stuff like fireworks in this, where it seems, well, I guess to me it looks kind of lame, where it just does like sends out some projectiles when you open stuff, but it's actually good. Like, I don't know. There's something about balancing a video game like item into something that's actually good that I find satisfying. I know fireworks are very, very fun in Risk of Rain 2. Okay, I won't die if I stand there. But yeah, nah. Accounting and all that stuff. That sucks that, like, you pretty much need to pay someone just to know how to pay someone. And, well, I guess it's better than... Well, no, never mind. It would just be nice if it was easy to pay people. Oh, fuck. Hate the platforming in this. Yeah, the platforming in this sucks until you start getting, like, enough rusty jetpacks and feathers to get, like, a massive jump and, like, 20 double jumps. Then, it's incredible. Along with a couple of goat hooves. Oh, I wasn't paying attention to my health. Alright. Let me see about other characters. I don't remember how to unlock the Huntress in Risk of Rain 1. I know Chef is just get a couple items, like specific ones. I'll try Enforcer again since I did well with him before. But yeah, no. Legal battles are something. Like, yeah, just the idea that going to small claims court might cost you more than getting whatever money you're owed. That kinda sucks. Although I guess being a con man would be kinda fun. Maybe I should try that out. Yeah. I've thought about just like, even though I'm not experienced or anything, just writing up like RPG modules and just selling those online, and just being a real grifter. Like, yeah, there's different levels of like scam, con, grifter and I don't know, snake oil salesman. It's like a whole taxonomy, like ecology. Yeah, nah, it would be nice to make money just like doing something that I don't know how to do. I'm not making money doing this, so I can't be called a grifter. In fact, I guess technically I'm losing money since I'm using my time. I'm an anti-grifter. I've been convinced. Dang. Yeah. Maybe speaking of grifting, I should do like yeah. That would be a cool class to have and stuff. Oh man. Prestige class, just like straight up con man. Nah. I love the classes in Darkest Dungeon. At least some of them have that feel, like Highwayman. Like that's rather unique. And like Leper. And honestly, having a like Leper as like a class is really cool. Stabby man. No. The opposite. It probably wasn't worth my time going right over here just for that. But yeah, nah. You know, I should, maybe I should start trying to do, a professional leper. I guess that's what... I mean, I guess you could try to get leprosy just to get, better numbers on your begging. Like, as a street beggar. I don't know. Now that's an interesting a class choice. Do you take the debuffs associated with leprosy just to get the increase in wages? Now this is a real video game now. I wonder how far you could take that concept. Hopefully not very. Oh, nice. Yeah, video game development always seems pretty hard. Yeah. Yeah, Leper's the coolest class, but also the worst. Like, honestly, the Leper just does nothing useful other than DPS. Although now he's got, something that takes something out of stealth. But before, just self-heal and damage. And only damage to the front row, too. Yeah, maybe I should play some Darkest Dungeon on stream. That game's pretty good. I've got enough hours. Although it is kind of boring vanilla. That's something that I'd have to do like once a week, no more than that. Just cause I don't think I'd wanna see 2 streams of that a week or more. Oh, nice, the easy guy. There we go, crowd control. Nice. Yeah, no, Darkest Dungeon's kind of fun, but incredibly grindy. Just cause, but yeah, there's at a certain point you're just doing dungeons. Just going. And then like the most optimal strategies are pretty slow. Although it is fun to put together a team. And also just like keep your guys healthy, I guess, in terms of quirks and what, negative quirks? Yeah, positive and negative quirks. I think that's what they were called. Oh man, I haven't bought the Butcher's Circus, but it's really annoying when I've tried to play recently how it just still has the icon in the bottom left, and it like tells me that I can't use it, and the icon's really big, so I can accidentally click it a lot of times. Feels a little scummy, but whatever. I haven't seen that much on Darkest Dungeons 2. I heard that they're doing it 3D. I don't know if that was just the trailer that they made, or if they're just gonna do the whole game in 3D. If so, that would open up the options for a lot of just like put Sephiroth in there, like just take the 3D model and just slap him in. Darkest Dungeon has some mods. I'll leave it at that. Yeah, now the combat in that's pretty interesting. Oh, fuck. That was way too many times to fail the shrine in a row. And okay, yeah, no, I'm gonna keep talking about Darkest Dungeon a little bit. I talked about it before, but for like resource management, like how you need more than like 3 or more different things to balance between. That's always nice. I like how stress is pretty hard to get rid of, and HP is hard to heal. So it's like actually matters that you're getting your ass kicked. Like if you take forever in combat, unless the only problem is the best team comp is one that can just stall out combat and get as many heals and stress heals in as possible. It is fun to, well, satisfying to win that way, but I don't know. It is a bit weird. I do think some of the like later dungeons are kind of balanced around that, which is a little unfortunate. But yeah, it's a very neat video game. Oh man. Unfortunately, I usually play it with the sound off. But man, the narrator is very very iconic. That's the best word. Or I guess I could just say like he's now a meme and has been for a while. And like every single line is very good. Oh yeah, he did like a bunch of voice lines just for people to use for streaming. That was a while ago. Damn. People do crazy stuff. I wonder when we're gonna get like a Danny DeVito, like, I don't know, voice pack for something. Isn't that dude like 90 years old now? I think he's not 90, but he's like 60 or 70. Like he actually looks as old as he is now. Oh. Nice. Hopefully this won't crash my computer when I use it in later levels. But yeah. Professional lepers. I guess that was a thing back in the day when begging was a lot more common. There we go. This run is looking pretty good. Yeah, apparently no, all of my information on this subject is just from anime. I was gonna say, apparently in India and stuff, you have to eat, there's like professional beggars. Well, even in America there is like, I guess, freelance beggars. I guess that's the best way to put it. Oh man, I missed. But yeah. Some people, like, apparently it's almost entirely impossible to tell like real beggars, like real people in need, from people that are just like doing it for money as a job. Like I heard about some dude who used to work at like Walmart, and then he just like started begging on the street instead and got a lot more money. Like he didn't even need it, he was just doing it for the money. Well, I guess everyone's doing it for the money, but he was doing it for money he didn't need. But yeah, now like apparently some people did like a little operation, I guess, where they just watched beggars, like panhandlers. That's the more proper term. But yeah, like even some of the guys, like one of them apparently they thought was like actually like poor and like homeless, and then like the dude wasn't, and then one of the guys there like sure was like a fake, like I guess that's like a con artist at that point, like actually was homeless. But yeah, that's why you don't give money to people on the street. Although you probably should. I don't know. No, I've got... Man, hitchhiking's a bad idea. There's... Like, picking up hitchhikers is crazy. Like, some dude told me to, like, hey, you should stop for this person. And, that was not a good experience. Like, they were just crazy. That's the entire story. They were just very drunk and crazy. And not only did I bring them to where they wanted to go, they like kept trying to tell me that they're like trying to go somewhere else, and they tried to steal something out of my car. Luckily, it was not my definitely legally burned CD of Near Automata Jazz Arrangement. Wait, no, Near Gestalt and Replicant Jazz Arrangement. I don't want to get those mixed up. But yeah. It is a little bit simple, but crazy people usually are kinda crazy. Yeah, speaking of crazy, maybe I should start doing like drawing streams. I'm not good at art at all, but it might be fun to just like scribble on stuff. Like just see what I can manage to do. Good thing I know how to work the mute button now. But yeah, it is nice sometimes having long stretches of just like holding the arrow key just so I can get in a quick drink of water or tea. Yeah, no, apparently the old lemon ginger honey tea trick was used by the Andy Serkis, like the voice actor or actor for Golem. So if you just Google up like Golem juice, you'll find a recipe for what they use to keep his throat intact. Cause like I can't imagine doing a Golem voice for like hours a day. You'd lose your voice. Your throat would be gone. You'd be talking with like a pair of socks instead of vocal cords by the end of the day. But like by your lunch break, you'd be dead. But yeah, apparently the lemon ginger honey tea trick is like industrial grade strength. Oh yeah, War Banner is really cool. You'd think an item that like just gave you a buff in like in a little area whenever you level up would like kind of suck, but War Banner is really good because the buff is really good. Energy cell isn't that good. Alright. I don't know if this is the layout with 4 beach. Hopefully it is, but I don't think it is. Oh yeah. Hopefully I can start looping and getting all the artifacts. And also just start looping so I can just walk around as a god of destruction and just destroying everything. Let's see. Hopefully this doesn't take too much time and destroy the run. Let's see. Damn, those guys can't walk downstairs. Let's see, the audio levels look fine. Although I'm just guessing. I don't remember if... Okay, I don't think this is the layout with the artifact. I don't even think those little Jar of Souls ghosts can take care of those guys, which kind of sucks. Come on. Okay, if it's not here, then it's definitely whenever the bridge is intact, it'll be up there. Okay, no. Damn. I don't get to show off the secret level. Oh no. He's getting me. And the teleporter's all the way on the other side. Yeah, anyways. I think I should start putting up VODs on YouTube. I don't know if anyone's gonna watch them, but it would be nice to have them sitting around. Maybe I'll do it when I'm more of a professional gamer. Oh, I can buy that chest. Nice. Yeah, I think actually, I think you can get the artifact on this layout. Like, if you just jump all the way up there, like if you got enough double jumps and jump height, you can make it all the way up that little, like, tube on the left. And go and pick it up. I'm definitely not able to do that now. Yeah, that's the thing I like more about Risk of Rain 2, is that it's a lot easier to get around the map. Like when you're looking for the teleporter and stuff. Just because it's 3D, it's less spread out. It's too many guys. Hopefully I can get him. Ooh, scavenger. Oh no, I started new. This is not my main account. I'm probably gonna get killed here. Unless I can get him. Nice. Yeah, no, this is a new account. I think I don't think I got 100%, but I've definitely got all of the characters and most of the items. I think I've got all of the artifacts unlocked. But yeah, no, I'm not. This ain't my first rodeo. Oh man. This guy should be way up at the top. Oh no. But yeah, that's the thing about Risk of Rain 1. It's, I guess, different in Risk of Rain 2. Is that you can't really go on like a super crazy like farming spree. Because in Risk of Rain 2, you can get like one. So there's scavengers in Risk of Rain 2 as well, and they drop like a chest that drops a bunch of items. But in Risk of Rain 1, scavengers would always drop items, or they do. So you can just like sit around on a level for long enough, and get a bunch of scavengers spawning, and then just get a ton of items. And then you can get like the items that let like regular elite enemies drop items rarely. So you can just farm bosses and elites and scavengers and just get a ton of items and just turn into a monster. Hopefully this guy can't get me. He probably can kill me. Oh man. Oh, I got. Yeah, no, I've got like 150 hours. Oh, nice. I unlocked the 56 leaf clover that I was talking about. That's the item that lets elites sometimes drop items. Also, I think in Monsoon, the hard mode, I don't know if it's guaranteed, but... Or maybe you just need 56 leaf clovers, but there's blighted enemies that will spawn sometimes that are just harder elites. And they can drop items. So, if you're playing on Monsoon, you can actually start going, like, crazy mode earlier. It's a bit weird, but it does work like that. Maybe after this run, if I die, I'll check out the item unlock requirements. Because I feel like I'm missing a few. Like Soldier's Syringe, like... I think I unlocked Goat Hoof. I don't remember. But yeah, now that... I guess that's a problem with these games too, is that they feel a little empty without the full item pool. Is it the... Okay. Worm. Yeah, Magma Worm should be very easy, because the basic attack for the Enforcer pierces. Yeah, it's not that bad. Okay, yeah. As long as I don't bother using the basic attack. I can just get tons of damage in with that little, like, tear gas grenade or whatever. Nice. I'm very close to death. Nice. Monster Tooth is very good. Oh no. I said I wouldn't be doing Risk of Rain commentary. Oh, whatever. Yeah, no, maybe... I'm thinking of getting, like, a tablet just for drawing. Not like a smart tablet, but like a drawing tablet. I'm not gonna buy like a whole like iPad or whatever just to draw funny pictures on the internet. But also maybe get like a capture card just so I can play more games, just like just stuff that I've got on the Switch and all that. Maybe I could like hook up like an HDMI that I do have an HDMI adapter for VGA or whatever. I could play Ocarina of Time on stream on a real Nintendo 64. I even fixed the controllers a little like while ago. And I could do Ocarina of Time glitches live on stream on a real Nintendo console. Oh man, maybe I could do some fucking arbitrary code execution. Yeah, that's what I've heard, like... Yeah, emulation outperforms consoles. Yeah, oh... Cheap tablet. Okay. Spacer, you're getting in dangerous territory. Like, listen, okay, I took Chinese class in high school, okay. my teacher was Chinese. Apparently there's a Chinese saying, if you like, it basically amounts to spend little, get little. So like, stuff like Wish and all that. If you buy something for an incredible value, it's usually you're gonna get what you pay for. Like, I don't know. That sounds very, like I said it in a very, very offensive manner. But no, my Chinese teacher told me not to buy anything cheap in China. Like if you ever go there, because you're not gonna get what you're thinking you're getting. But yeah, yeah. I guess electronic, yeah, because it's produced over there. You're getting like manufacturer prices just about. Yeah. Yeah, I hate like saying stuff that's like sounds to me like it might be offensive, but also is like correct. Yeah. Oh yeah, hey Karis and Pig D6. But yeah, no, yeah, that's probably why. It's like buying the generic like store brand cereal instead of like General Mills. Like apparently that stuff is like actually made on like the same equipment. Yeah, no, that makes a lot of sense. Because you're not paying for the retail markup or whatever you'd call it. Mm. Yeah, no, there's like, yeah, yeah, quality of assembly. Uh, Apparently like one of the places where like someone I knew used to work, like everything was technically made in the USA, or maybe they put like assembled in the USA on it. But yeah, no, they just buy the parts from Vietnam, and then just have like a line of workers just assemble it, just so they could put like made in the USA on it. But yeah, no, I've seen some videos of like crazy Wish.com items. Yeah. Yeah, like cultures are weird to think about. Like I guess it's like one of the few situations where like you can actually see like a crazy difference in cultures. Like it's not really. It's still like the idea of like bartering for stuff at like a even like a market seems kind of weird. But yeah, that's what my Chinese teacher told me. Like, and I've heard that from like other stuff too. It's just like there's like a T-shirt listed for like 20 bucks, and you can just say like, I'll pay you like $5 for this. Like, how about 10? And they're just like, okay, yeah, yeah. I hate it nowadays when like you can't say some stuff like, oh, I'm gonna die. No. Eh, Oh, I guess. And even like talking about stuff just sounds like I feel like I'm gonna get canceled. I don't know why. I won't. Hopefully. No, I'm not like, yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, I've heard stories about like new people like buying stuff from like manufacturers and stuff. And like, oh yeah, dude, check it out. Okay, I just saved the company a ton of money by buying from this guy instead. And then you end up with like just the wrong stuff. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, dude. Like, listen, don't trust like a random guy off the street to like do housework for you, you know? Like if you're looking for a roofer, you don't want to just like go to like the trailer park and ask, hey, does anyone know how to do roofing? I'll pay like 15 bucks. You're not gonna get a good deal. You're gonna get a good price, but not a good deal. Like yeah, I know someone that just doesn't understand that sometimes. Like he's gotten screwed over on a lot of stuff just by thinking like, oh, this guy looks okay, and then and then you end up with like just a bunch of garbage in your lawn and nothing done, or even worse, you might end up with like a worse situation than before. Like yeah, nah. Nice. There's the teleporter. Yeah, no, I've heard that like just get the cheapest tablet that works. Yeah, measure. Wait, I always want to say measure once, cut twice. Yeah, measure twice, cut once. There's a magic card with that as the flavor text. I've always loved that one. Just for that saying. I say it all the time on purpose too. Just fucking measure once, cut twice. It's so good. Just cause like it's very applicable. A syrup. Yeah. There's there's a lot. Although back in the day, like the old like alpha stuff had some real funny stuff. Like yeah, they used to put like Shakespeare quotes and stuff on magic cards instead of like whatever they do now, I guess. I think there's even an Einstein quote on one of them. Or at the very least, I know I don't remember what the card's called, but it's got like Einstein on the art. Yeah, goblin flavored text specifically is always great. Yeah, wisdom and stuff. Oh man, goblins are good. I really wanna set up like Magic Online just so I can play Legacy and play goblins. I looked into the like tap out or whatever, untap, but I didn't. But yeah, no, like Grixis. Oh no, that's lame. You just gotta play goblins. But no, like yeah, getting wisdom and practicing it is like always the best. Like I've like tried to learn how to do stuff a lot. Well, not a lot. But whenever I do, I've just like read a bunch of stuff and like not really gained that much information. Like I'm not that much better off than I was before, but just applying knowledge to practice is what makes your brain bigger. You know? Yeah, nah, competitive Magic is always very fun. Or not fun, depending on how much of a nerd you are. Man. I'd love to just do Magic the Gathering leagues and just crush nerds. I'm not that good, but man, it would be nice. Plus, I can commentate on it pretty well, I'd assume. Tourney Shark, yeah. The only thing I'm worried about is I guess people can't really do anything with just my username. I could get stream sniped maybe, but that's it. I haven't made an account, so I wouldn't have to worry about it. Yeah, it is a little bit more cheaper than just buying real cards, but it is more expensive than not buying cards. Yeah, but it sucks that Arena and all of that don't actually have like all the older cards and stuff, all that legacy fun stuff. I don't want to play standard. don't like standard. It's lame. Man. Okay. I'm gonna talk about the state of Magic the Gathering. Yeah, it's like MMOs. No, it's like MMOs where like after a certain point, you know someone's a fan of MMOs when they hate MMOs. Like that's that specific one that they play. Yeah, companions fucking suck. They had the power level errata, the mechanic. That's not something that should happen. That's the last thing. That's the last thing. It's like, okay, Yu-Gi-Oh! Like back in the day though, they had some like weird erratas like that. But that was like that was when they like didn't know what they were doing. And now they don't know what they're doing all over again. They're fucking how do you mess it up so bad that you need to like change the rules on how it works? Because it used to be okay. Wait, let me explain how companions work to the uninitiated in the chat. What? They've rebooted Yu-Gi-Oh? What the fuck? No, companions. So if you build your deck with certain restrictions, like one of them, the most infamous, Luris, the Dream Den. Yeah, well, it would suck to do it outside of a tournament, but in a tournament, like you just have the judge like check over everyone's list. Oh shit! I'm getting ganked. Oh. But man. But yeah, so like Luris the Dream Den, if all of your like permanents are cheap enough, you're able to play it, and you start the game with it in like your exile zone, and you can cast it at any time. Yeah, it's like Sensei's Divining Top, how there's the whole Miracles bracket. But basically to put the numbers into practice, or layman's terms, I don't know. Basically, you could start with the card always in your hand, and just make a very, very consistent deck based around it. Yeah, there's different formats. But yeah, no, they changed Companion by making it so you can't cast it from wherever it starts. You have to like pay 3 mana to put it into your hand, and then you can cast it from your hand. Because before it was just busted. It just made everything too consistent. I would rather they just straight up banned all the companion cards rather than make a crazy rules change like that. Yeah, modern is I don't know how modern's doing these days. Man, Magic kind of sucks. Yeah, no, this is what I was talking about. If you're really a fan of an MMO, you'll hate it. Like, I've put way too many hours into Destiny. Yeah, no, like the crazy ones got banned, like Luris. But no, there's still printed cards that need to get banned in Standard, and it sucks. Oh no, I've been in since I think I was a Christmas kid, year 1 though, so that makes me a nerd and new. Yeah, well, the problem is that the meta sucks sometimes. An unhealthy meta is the problem, because you end up with stuff like the most efficient deck is also the best one for beating that deck. Weapons rotate. Oh yeah, I didn't find that bad. Having to refarm for them though, that's weird. Yeah. Yeah, no, it's like Oh yeah, I watched like a GDC video about like game balance like a while ago. But yeah, like apparently like StarCraft or StarCraft 2, like just like looking at win percentages, like Terrans or whatever have like over 50% chance to beat every other faction, and then like a 50% chance to in the mirror match. But yeah, now what sucks about like what can happen to the Magic meta is just when the best deck is the best deck at beating the best deck. It's like Smash Brothers. Was it Brawl? Like you don't want a Meta Knight situation where it just like the best character is just the best character in almost every matchup. Yeah. Oh man, the worst situation is when the best deck is a combo deck. So it's just not fun. Oh, I know this happened in Modern. This was a while ago, but there was a deck called Eggs. And basically what you did is you play a bunch of cheap cards that can add mana and draw cards. And then there's a card that you get to get all of your artifacts back from your graveyard. So basically, you just play a bunch of cards for a while until you have enough mana to kill the opponent with like some stuff. I don't remember the details of the win condition, but the deck was incredibly boring to play against. I remember seeing a match on stream where the opponent was just fiddling around with the dice, like he was keeping track of the opponent's mana and stuff just because he had nothing else to do. It's just very boring. Yeah, no, that second Sunrise got banned, so that deck became useless. Yeah, no, usually, whenever I've been playing, the meta hasn't been that bad. I managed to dodge the recent troubles with like Uro, which is just like a busted planeswalker. Oh man, I fucking hate the money grip. It really feels like they're trying to squeeze all of the money they can out of it. Like I assume, because you know stockholders and all that. I heard that the quality check. I heard that they've actually outsourced the testing, like the play testing. I don't know where to or when, but that's like apparently part of the reason for the drop in quality. Cause you have like busted shit releasing. Listen, standard bans shouldn't happen, and they've been happening like consistently. Like one card every couple sets gets banned. That standard is only like 2 blocks. Oh fuck, maybe they changed how big it is. I think they made standard smaller. Just by like a little bit. But you don't need to test like a huge card pool. There's not that much stuff, and there's just standard bans happening. Like they obviously didn't playtest the format enough. I guess standard doesn't make as much money as draft and commander. Cause yeah, they're pushing really hard on commander and stuff. It's just, yeah, like power levels of creatures is still going up. Like, you can find people complaining about, I think they call it like fire design principles, like something that they've like started working on recently. Yeah, commander sucks when everyone's like got like crazy decks. It's too hard to balance out the power levels of like in the little group that you're playing in. It just really ends up eventually just like just not as fun, just because combos are the most efficient way. It's like you need to gatekeep your commander group, and that's a lot of work and thought to put into it. Yeah, but no, when you play like I don't know, like spider tribal deck against some dudes that are just like going hard, it's always a bad experience. And the good decks are more fun to play. Oh, usually. Yeah. Like eventually though, like the group power level will probably go up a little bit over time. Honestly, oh man. Listen. Okay. I had a perfect solution for this. This was a very recent invention of mine. A new commander format. Uh, yeah, Waifu Extreme. All of your cards have to feature all non-land cards have to have a female on the art. Yeah, tryharding's too easy. It's like the default state of mine. But no, that that's my crazy format. I haven't had to make a ban list for it yet. But I did. I made one deck and it was busted. Just because the new cards are kind of mean. But yeah, no, I always like min-maxing. Like, yeah, no. I don't understand people that don't like, that get offended by the idea of net decking. Like, maybe on, like, Commander and stuff, but, like, I don't want to go to a Legacy tournament with, like, some crazy stuff. I want to play the best version of Goblins that I can run. But yeah, no, like, yeah. I definitely understand being against net decking if you're like just playing with friends around like the kitchen table. But man, competitive Magic is fun. Or last I played it. Man, I really miss crushing nerds. I didn't win tournaments that often, but it always felt good to play goblins. Man. Oh. Ah, I got. You know, sometimes I feel bad that usually my favorite strategy in whatever video game or card game, whatever, is just usually whatever's the best. Like, it just feels a little scummy, but I just like winning sometimes. At the very least, I like not having to worry too much about whether or not my strategy is good. Eh. Honestly, though, sometimes it is very fun to play like stupid decks. Yeah, winning is nice. Yeah, sometimes it's definitely the game's fault. I can't think of too many times. Oh yeah, like Darkest Dungeon, where like the best option is usually you gotta like farm the last enemy in an encounter just to get as many. Well, I guess milking is a better term, albeit more creepy. But you gotta get as much healing. Yeah, squeeze out as much healing and stress healing as you can. They've like tried to make it a little bit harder, but not by much. Oh, I got stomped. Yeah, no, just I've never liked the idea of using moves that like move you around. Ooh, nice. Double jump. Best defensive item in the game. But nah, Darkest Dungeon's fun. Maybe I should play it on stream. I haven't found that much wrong with Risk of Rain 2. Like, I've enjoyed what I've put into it. I don't know how many hours that is, but I've had fun with it. I haven't found anything that's like a real problem, other than it's hard to find scrappers. Oh yeah, the final boss though. The final boss in... Yeah. Yeah, that's an issue. The item scrappers, I like that idea of, like, just the risk versus reward of, I want to be able to... I don't want these items as much as I want my other items, but, like, as soon as I see a 3D printer with a better item, I'm using... I don't know how to put that into words properly. Just like trading your items for potential future items. Okay, nice, I got them all to go in the right direction. Yeah, fair enough. Although, it does make it a lot less RNG reliant. Although it still is. But nah, just the overwhelmingly powerful strategy of stack as many teddy bears as you can. That's a bit of a shame. It would be nice if it was easier to do other stuff. Let's see. Okay, I've got just enough money to play that one more time. Alright. Hopefully I don't get crushed early again. But nah. I don't know. The boss in this is not nearly as bad. But it is very funny to just, in Risk of Rain 2, just spend all, like, turn all of your items into, like, goat hooves or something. Or just a bunch of soldier syringes. I guess it's because people had a lot of fun with the command artifact. And just having that is good. I don't think Shrines of Order is ever a good idea. Because yeah, that's the one that just turns all of your items into one item of that rarity. I guess Clownfest is the right word. Nice. Health Shrine. But yeah, nah. Video games are fun. I wonder how the like time mechanic progressed. Like, I wonder if they started with a lot more stuff hanging around it, I guess. I don't know how to put that into words very easily. I don't know. It's weird. It's weird thinking about, and actually like going back and seeing, like, with like GDC talks and stuff, how much like games changed from their original ideas. Oh yeah, the update. Yeah, they're putting in the bandit and stuff. Speaking of, might as well try the bandit. I don't feel like he's got very good stuff, but I'm probably wrong. Yeah, I wonder what the update's gonna look like. Yeah, I've never played any of the bandit mods, because I know he is just like sitting in the game files, just a little bit unfinished. And yeah. I wonder how much of the mechanics from this are still carried over. It is a bit of a shame not to see the miner, but I guess the mercenary fills all the same roles of just like there's not much more you can do. A sniper. I barely remember the sniper in this. But yeah, no, I guess people like playing snipers. It always weirded me out how many people play like sniper and widowmaker in their respective video games. Like you'd always have that one guy trying to get on, trying to get the MLG sponsorship. I never really got it. Oh, I missed it. Yeah, despite playing competitive card games and stuff, I've never really been a fan of competitive video games, I guess. It's weird to think about now that I think about it. But yeah, now like Destiny, Trials of Osiris. Like I only did it like once or twice in Destiny 1. And then Trials of the Nine I only did like a couple times in Destiny 2. Huh. Oh man, Destiny sucks. Huh. That just means you suck. No. Nah. Yeah. I can understand snipers are cool, but I don't really like the playstyle. I guess if you're good with the aim. I was never good at doing quick scopes in Modern Warfare 2. Yeah, just hand cannons are the coolest. Oh man, you want to talk about metas? Destiny 1, Thorn, and the Last Word. Oh, those were like the only two primary weapons you needed. Like for competitive. I thought there was like one more that was okay. But yeah, no. Huh. Yeah, I remember hearing like Thorn was very good in Destiny 2 when it came over, and then they changed it a lot. But now Destiny 1 PvP meta was crazy. It is janky, I guess. Just cause oh man. Oh. What the fuck? You get the aim assist with the with the hip fire. That's a little nasty. Man. That sucks when games suck. But no, yeah, the Destiny 1. Just the Last Word was just basically a primary shotgun. Like it wasn't even like an interesting choice. It was just like same like time to kill. Well, not same time to kill shotguns. You could one hit easy. But it just had the highest or lowest time to kill. And I wish they made good space video games now. Nope. I'm getting stomped a little bit. Oh no. But yeah, the raids were okay in Destiny 1 and 2. I didn't do them as much as I wish. Fantasy games are pretty okay. Yeah. I'd rather have a Dark Souls looking Dark Souls than a Destiny looking Dark Souls. But no, the raids, that was an interesting experience. I never had a raid group, so I'd always do LFG. just like that was an experience. That's something that like shapes your views of society as a whole. Not really, but shapes your views of random Destiny gamers. Like, I could put together a bingo sheet of just stupid stuff in like all the raid parties. Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, it's always funny just seeing like some random guy being like a real gamer. But no, Destiny, I didn't have very good experience with the LFG in that. Destiny 2 was the worst with the Leviathan was a very mechanics intensive raid. And doing it with random people, you'd get like you just like face the wall and get shot. Like the gauntlet was just something that you had to coordinate very, not like incredibly well, but basically you had to speak with the team and everyone had to know what they were doing. And if one person didn't, you could wipe on that incredibly easy. Yeah. Yeah, the ones after that get a little better, I think. Oh no, no. No. The imp got away. I don't remember any cheese on the gauntlet. But no, even and then the boss fight where you just had to, oh man, you had to call out stuff constantly. And like there's this one area that you have to go into or whatever, do this stuff where you're like supposed to like dodge around, but it was incredibly inconsistent. What? What the hell? I never knew about that. Did they like patch that out? Huh. Man. Destiny sucks. Did they power level errata that too? Oh. Yeah. Honestly, I've thought about just going back and doing the Destiny 1 raids like too many times. Like just reinstalling it and like scrounging together the last like 5 other players. And then just doing that. The gun mechanics in Destiny 2 just don't feel right. I've spent too long playing Destiny 1 and they just don't feel right. Man, they managed to make like bad decisions at like every turn. Like whenever they fix something, they always manage to make something else worse. Man, I hate it when stuff like that happens. Yeah, same with like, I guess I can bring the conversation around to Magic the Gathering, where they've just been making mistakes constantly. And yeah, honestly, I should just pull up the. I don't have any good window for it. But yeah, no. Oh man, even like 5th edition, like all the adventures kind of suck, except for Curse of Strahd, just because that was already pretty much already made. Oh, maybe I didn't want that one. Damn. But nah, just looking at the like. Just look up like standard bands. Hopefully someone's made like a little like chart. Oh, Dungeons of the Mad Mage. That was 5e. Huh. I think I've heard about that. Huh. But now they've just seeing multiple standard bans per year after having like decades of, not like decades, but like a long time of no standard bans. Like it was pretty much only Stoneforge Mystic and stuff like that. Oh, that's why Curse of Strahd turned out good. Huh. Yeah, no, I've got a friend that's like trying really hard to run it, and he's not a very good DM. Like he hasn't done it at all, but he's been pushing really hard to try it. He's got the book and everything. I'm looking forward to it. And I need more. I need more D&D experience. I don't have D&D time though. It sucks. What? There's a critical role setting that they like made? Or are you just calling Forgotten Realms the critical role setting? The fuck? Huh. Well, I mean, I can understand because it's money. Huh. Yeah, that makes sense because it's as popular as it is. But seeing other stuff pushed to the side is kind of sad. It's like but it wasn't there like some like, yeah, that's really led to the pushback of like OSR and stuff. Well, probably not, but it's definitely led to some of the popularity of people just wanting to play a board game with the cool stuff. Okay, yeah, I heard about like the Blood Hunter subclass or whatever DeviantArt OC. I haven't like actually looked at it too much, but yeah, I don't like how like 5e is like a really bad mix of like very rules heavy, like very literal text. They fucking errata them like immediately with the. That's insane. But no, like it's like all rules heavy, but it's also like it's more than it should be. I don't know. Yeah, the crunch. There's not much. It sucks. What? Okay, that sounds cool, but it would suck to be anyone else in the party that's not abusing that. Yeah, this is. Yeah. Okay. I think I talked about it before, but it sucks because you're like there's no like real customization. There's just like you basically just choose a subclass. And there's not that many, like even then, like there's no like real difference between, no real different builds you can actually do with the subclasses. Like maybe you can try out 2-weapon fighting. Man, there's a huge list of feats, and most of them are just trash. Like overall, a lot of 5e is disappointing. Like there's, I'd rather just like have a d6 and then like on a 1 and 6 you do it, or you mess up or whatever. Yeah. Yeah, like yeah. Yeah, Pathfinder and 3.5e are kinda complicated. I've seen a little bit of Pathfinder stuff, and it's I didn't get it at a glance, to say the least. Ah, that's a good point. Yeah, I'd rather play like old ass like D&D, and then just have the subclasses be like, or not, just the classes be like thief, mage, and warrior. Even then, you get the magic user kind of stuff. Like, but yeah, nah, that's a good point. That the champions just like you just do whatever. Huh. That's a weird point. I don't get how the yeah, because the rules are like they don't feel that complicated, but they're also just complicated enough in like the weird ways. I don't know. I can. Oh yeah, but yeah, for like Pathfinder and stuff. Yeah. I don't know. I've heard enough. I've heard enough cringe stories about Pathfinder and 3.5 to know that it doesn't gatekeep entirely. But yeah, yeah, yeah. Just having like 5e so technically worded, but like there's no real use behind the words. Oh man, I heard that the grappler feat, which apparently in like the original versions of the like the early printings of the player's manual, they just had like references to a mechanic that wasn't in the final version. Oh man. Oh, splat book hell. Huh. Yeah, 20 book. That's why you've got to like set that out at like the beginning of a campaign. They're a multi-million-dollar company because they cut costs on everything. Like Amazon and stuff, they didn't get there by being the best service, but by being the best service for their price. Okay, maybe they were the best service for what they did, I don't know. Yeah. That's a... Yeah, I need to go to a bookstore someday just to pick up... Honestly, I don't remember what was there last time I've been there. But I've seen a lot of just like Pathfinder and 4E and I think some 3.5E stuff. Like just several players' handbooks for like Pathfinder. And yeah, oh man, honestly, I should get into Pathfinder just because I really like all the Wayne Reynolds. I think that's his name. All of his art and like magic and stuff. In one of the Pathfinder books, I think maybe it's like a D&D book. But there's just like a picture of like a fighter with like a dozen weapons strapped to his back, like all different ones, and like that looks cool. But the magic card that I like the most by him is like Handweir Garrison or whatever. It's like some dude in armor like sitting on top of a wall with like a big mounted crossbow, and it transforms into like a werewolf. Just like I like the look on that one. It's stuck with me. But yeah. 2030. Oh yeah, English filmmaking's okay, I think. I don't remember exactly what it looks like. Yeah, Planescape that's the default Pathfinder setting. I don't know. Okay, yeah. I like some of the cooler stuff. Like Goblin Pile Driver. Oh. I remember like Planescape being like a big video game. Goblin Pile Driver looks so good. honestly the best. But no, I need to. I was looking into older D&D settings, like Dark Sun and all that cool stuff. Cause yeah, I don't want to build a whole setting. Yeah, yeah, I've heard good things about it. Nah, honestly, I just need. I don't know. Oh yeah, I was thinking about more weird stream nonsense to do. I was thinking about doing like, I don't know, like a book club kind of thing. Like, I don't know, like one volume of One Piece, just like do like a quick summary and review like every week, just because it'd be fun. I've already read the first 60 volumes like twice, just because I read it in a totally legal manner online, and I bought the physical copies afterwards. It's not like the most best series, but it's consistently good enough to be very good. Because yeah, you can take like something like Berserk, and then like it's on average very good. I guess it's not a problem if you just read through it once and don't wait for the updates. But just seeing like the tonal shift and all that. Apparently the sad thing about One Piece though, yeah, apparently the dude's trying to end it early, like Oda or whatever, just because the voice actor or actress for Luffy is like afraid that she's gonna die before she finishes the series. Like that's like kind of fucked up. But yeah, that's the thing about like doing like a long-running series. That like Game of Thrones had like several actors just like cycle out, and also Game of Thrones ended up being a very, very disappointing product in the end, just because of the end. But nah, maybe do like Terry Pratchett books, just because I've got all these Discworld books that I bought from like just a weird bookstore, and I need to get through them. It'd be nice to like, yeah. Or the Hunter x Hunter guy would like stop falling downstairs or whatever. Yeah. I don't want to I don't want to listen to someone read it. And I don't want to read it on stream myself. That's a lot of work. Huh. Well, no, well, yeah, maybe. Honestly, I've read through Hunter x Hunter up, like through the Chimera Ant arc, like a few times, like 2 or 3, and it's still good. And oh man, X Hiatus is like the best site on the entire internet, just because that's the one that's just the just all of the weeks where Hunter x Hunter was released in Shonen Jump and all of the weeks where it wasn't, and you just see the schedule dissolve. But nah, I'd love to have an excuse to read all of the Terry Pratchett books sitting around. Like Discworld is very good. I've had a great time with it so far. I've only managed to read like 2 books of it in like years. But yeah, I like it a lot. Oh yeah, I was thinking of just doing like, I don't know how good of an idea it is. Eh. Uh, I've seen some people talking about playing like Sunless Sea on stream, and that gave me the idea to just play the fucking browser game Fallen London that it's based off of on stream. Like just like start or end the stream with just doing the daily actions, just reading that stuff. Yeah, now Fallen London, there's a weird thing that you can't really get in outside of like long form like video game stuff, and that's like I guess plot discovery. Like you can get you can see like an event where like some dude's just like screaming about the numbers and what could they mean, and you're just like, what? Is just like some crazy guy? I don't care. And then eventually you come to understand that you're the crazy guy screaming about numbers and north and all of that stuff. Like you can have all the like little different dream sequences or whatever start to piece together, and you start to understand it. Yeah, it's not like the game is building up on the lore, but you're just like piecing together all of the millions of like little scattered bits of whatever. Yeah. I haven't gotten to play much Sunless Sea, but I put more than a few hours, more than a few months into Fallen London. I even managed to get myself stuck once. I don't know how, but I did it. I'm glad the support team was able to just like fix it. But yeah, I don't like how they changed the UI last time I played. It's been forever. But yeah, it would be interesting to just like go through that. Just because it's pretty much nothing but writing and lore. So I think it would be like something okay to just play on stream for a little bit and narrate. I don't know. I guess the same could be said of Sunless Sea. But yeah, no, that's just a lot of stuff. I don't know how to explain it. But yeah, oh man, you can't get the name quest. Like that's something that you can't get in something without like a long-term commitment. Because that's like a little side story kind of stuff. You just like end up losing a lot of resources just trying to like pursue whatever answers you can. Like as long as you have the stat of seeking Mr. Eaton's name, you get like events that just like tank your stats. Like the stuff that you've been improving for a long time. Like there's like several warnings that like you will not have fun. Oh damn. But yeah, I've thought about playing Cultist Simulator. I thought about playing that on stream, but it's the bad kind of grindy, and I guess it would be kind of slow when it is slow. I don't know if I'd have enough to talk about, but it's also very text heavy. So when I have stuff to talk about, it'd just be talking about that. Yeah, it's nothing but waiting for things to happen. Um, and it's just resource management, but it's too grindy. Like I heard about like the DLC, like the Exile stuff being even grindier, which is not what I want to hear. It's a good point. That's another one on the list of game companies making stuff worse. Like, yeah. Like, honestly, just waiting around for all that stuff to... You can get like a very, very good experience out of just like reading the lore, because that's got a lot of interesting lore and stuff. Like Prime of the Sky, all that stuff. It's not even that. Everyone, I don't think anyone is happy that it's got a lot of grind. It's a single player game. Why do you need to grind in it? Why does it need to take so long just to do everything? But other than the game, everything, other than the gameplay, everything around it is very, very nice. Like the music, the presentation, the lore, story writing, all of that stuff is really cool. But just playing the game is kind of, it's a CBT as they call it. Cock and ball torture without the cock and balls. But yeah, figuring stuff out, but like actually going through with doing stuff takes forever. Like it just feels bad sometimes. A lot of the time, actually. I cannot imagine 100%ing, like, getting all of the achievements in that game. Well, actually, I guess with, like, save scumming. Like, just copying over your save file, you could. But just starting a new run to get, like, all of the different cults and all of the different romance options and all of that. Yeah, no, dude, I hate to say it, but I think if you look on the Reddit, you can find someone's done like a pretty good compilation of all the lore, like analyses and stuff. I don't know. Apparently the game's kind of okay to mod, although the mechanics, like how the actual like stuff works, just kind of seems like a complete alien language to me. Like it's I don't know how to describe it. But yeah, no, it's just like, honestly, just look up a lore analysis. Oh man, I remember I've seen I think it was called like the Pale Moon Hunt. That was a really good analysis of Bloodborne. Like a very well written document, I guess. But yeah, no, like honestly, actually, I guess if you figure out how to save edit, you could get a lot out of Cultist Simulator. It's very unfortunate how much that game hurts to play, although it is very relaxing when it is, and then the like little bits when it's not relaxing are fairly tense. But yeah, maybe I just do like one stream of that. It would be interesting to do it on stream once. but I don't think I'm gonna complete a run. I don't remember how long speedruns are, but I think they're longer than they should be. I don't remember. Man. Oh, I don't think I've even seen this boss this stream yet. It's weird to think about. But yeah. I think Cultist Simulator was actually by one of the guys that worked on... Maybe it was Sunless Sea and not Fallen London? I don't know. But, like... I think he was one of the writers on Fallen London and just wanted to do his own thing. It definitely has a lot of the same feel in, like, certain places. But yeah, that... It's like a unfortunate situation. Like, same thing with the original Nier, like Nier Gestalt and Replicant. Like, the gameplay is kind of boring. It kind of sucks, but everything else is really, really good. Oh man. This run might be okay. But yeah, nah, I need a... Oh man, if I get a capture card, I could play, like, Nier Gestalt and Replicant. I've got it. I have it physical. Like, in the flesh. Well, in the computer disk. Oh man, I could even play, oh fuck. No. Not both versions, just the... I don't remember what the difference is with the American ones. Yeah, I've heard good things about Drakengard. I know the lore, like, weird stuff. But no, I'm just too used to saying Gestalt and Replicant just because it's really fun to say. I know in the Japanese version, like, yeah, the PlayStation version, like PS3, you played as the young man Nier, and then the Xbox version, you played as old man Nier, Papa Nier. But they just ported over the Papa Nier version, but you still get some of the funny voice lines, where it's just like a middle-aged old man just like talking to an adult woman like, we're friends now. It's like just talking like an anime child. It's very strange. Like, I think there's like a friendship bracelet at one point. I don't know. But nah, dude. The voice acting is so good. Oh man, the fishing side quest. Man, that's great, just like having the Glimmer Vice. Oh yeah, the remake. They probably will. Honestly, the only good thing about, like, Brother Nier as opposed to Papa Nier is that after, like, the time skip, like the old man Nier, he just gets like an eye patch. But like little boy Nier like turns into like young adult Nier. Also, I know that Nier is not his name, but I'm not crazy like Yoko Taro. I'm not gonna call him protagonist or whatever. But yeah, nah, like, there's like a complete design change instead of just like a little bit of a difference. Man, I love the idea of like the crazy party full of weirdos. Like, no one in that party is very normal. Man, just the idea of like, hey, can your friends just like not come into the town? They're scaring everyone. Like, that's kind of neat. Also a pretty good explanation for not having the party members in the town, just so they don't have to program extra stuff. But yeah, no, I love the idea of the party of weirdos. Maybe I should play Lisa on stream. I've never played through it, but I've seen like a full playthrough and other stuff about it. I did play through it a little bit, so I wouldn't be completely blind. But yeah, no, I hope that the remake turns out okay. There's a good chance it will pull some like FF7 remake nonsense and just be like a weird sequel prequel remake nonsense. Like I don't trust Yoko Taro not to do something crazy if he's anywhere near the project. Man, apparently there's some good stories about the Nier Automata raid in FF14, where Yoko Taro is just like, hey, what if we made like a mechanic where it just like kills the player, or like just like deletes their inventory or some nonsense like that, and he had to get told, like, no, that's stupid. But yeah, nah. FF14's okay. Oh shit, I've been streaming for a while. Well, good thing I managed to mute for that yawn and stretch. Ah, fucking... God damn it, why not? Listen, I complained about Kingdom Hearts naming conventions, I believe. But, that's something else. That's just Yoko Taro going, just going insane. You know? Alright, I think I'm gonna end it for the night. But, let's see. Who is where? Oh shit, Velik is online. I don't know, that'd be pretty embarrassing to raid someone. I'm not big enough yet. Oh yeah, thanks for showing up, Syrup. But yeah, I'm too embarrassed. Okay. Alright, Spacer, I'm sorry, but this is your fault. Just in case anyone tries to blame me. It is? Okay. I hope you've got that written down. Because, any damages will be paid or billed to you. So yeah, have a good night, everyone. Well, have a good Velik stream, actually. Alright. Later. Yeah, thanks, why not? Yeah. I'm glad you enjoyed it, Spacer, even if I talked about weird stuff the whole time. Alright. Later.